Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to talk about time. It's really important when telling time that we know what we need to look for. So you can see right now the hands on my clock going around and around. That means that this clock is an analog clock. A digital clock is a clock like you see on a cell phone or at the bottom of your computer screen or even on a watch. These are really important clocks to understand how to read time with. The digital clock makes it easy, but the analog clock is just as important because while I mentioned that watches come with digital time, some watches can still be found with the numbers on them, just like this clock. So, what you need to know is that there are some important parts to the clock. First of all, you'll notice the clock is a large round circle. You will then notice that there are numbers on the clock, and the numbers go in order. They start at the top with a 12, but really the first number is 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, and it keeps on going until it gets back to the 12 again. You'll also notice the hands on this clock are moving in a clockwise direction. They're not going backwards, they're moving to the right, and it keeps on moving without ever stopping. Important to know are that there are two hands on this clock. The short hand that's moving a little bit slower is called the hour hand. The long hand that is moving a little bit faster is called the minute hand. Today we will tell time to the hour. So this long, skinny hand will always be at the top number 12. The little short hour hand is the one that will help us to know what time it is on the hour. So let's move on and let's look at our first example. The question says, what time is it? When you look at the clock, you can see the large or the longer blue hand is the minute hand. And I told you that that would be pointing to the 12. The short red hour hand is pointing to what number? If you said 3, you are correct. So when it looks like this, we call this 3 o'clock. When that long hand points to the 12, we use the words o'clock. And that means that we're telling time to the hour. Let's make sure we're correct. We sure are. 3 o'clock. Let's try another one. What time is it? I hope you remember the 12 means we're going to say o'clock. That's the minute hand. But that short hand is the hour hand. Did you say that it is 7 o'clock? Because if you did, you are correct. Let's try one last time. What time is it? This one's a little bit tricky, but don't be confused. You know how to do it. Did you say that it is 11 o'clock? Because you are correct. When you work on the worksheet today, either in your book or on a slide, you're just going to need to draw the hour hand, which is a shorter hand. I'm going to do 2 examples for you, and then you can either choose to do the slide or open up your math workbook page and complete it there. Make sure when you're finished, you send us a picture of your work or submit the slide. The first one reads 5 o'clock. Okay, so as you can see on my worksheet, I drew the line. You may use the scribble tool, which is up here, right there, or you can use the line. I chose to draw a line because that is easier for me. So when I want to show 5 o'clock, I'm actually just going to draw my line like that. And now you can see that my clock reads 5 o'clock. I want to bring your attention to one final one, and that's the one down here in the middle. The reason this one is important is because it says noon, and noon is equal to 12 o'clock. It means like lunchtime. If it was 12 o'clock in the middle of the night, it would be called midnight and we would be sleeping. But noon is 12 o'clock in the middle of the day. So when we draw noon, because it's 12 o'clock, all you need to do is just move your hand right there. So even though they have a hand and you draw one, it will be hard to see. Then I just know that you understand that noon is 12 o'clock. That's what you're going to do, but you'll fill in the rest of them that I did not do with you. Good luck, and don't forget to turn in your work.